Can you believe it is already October? And of course, it is the start of the month, which means it is time to once again unbox the latest shipment from my friends at Video Games Monthly. All I gotta do is pop the box out of its priority mail prison, crack it open, and find out what's inside. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Square Pegs. I'm Jay. Glad you're here. I do this unboxing every month. I love Video Games Monthly. I think it is an amazing service where you get to keep the games. Basically, you can choose from 3, 4, 5, 10, or 20 games sent directly to your front door. There is a cost. This isn't altruistic, but you are able to curate your list of things that you already own, and they won't send you duplicates. And if they do, you just contact customer service. Joe and the gang over there are amazing. They'll take care of you. They'll get you a new game sent out, lickety split. You won't have anything to worry about. So let's crack this open and find out what's inside. All right, and we are free from the packaging. Here it is, the new VGM box. I can't wait to crack this open, find out what's inside, because I get games for the NES, the Famicom, the Sega Master System, the Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the Wii U, the N64, Game Gear. Might be something else I'm missing in there, but I get games for a lot of stuff, and every month it's like a Christmas present to myself where I don't know what I'm getting. The only thing that I'm looking for is to make sure that I hit the value based on what is currently the price in price charting. So at the end of this, I'm going to tally everything up. We're going to find out if I came out ahead, behind, or in between. And also, for every game I get, I do like a 60-second review of each one, so stay tuned for that. Now, I look right down this camera. I do not look at what's inside the box first. I do a blind feel, find out what's in there. I let you know what I think I'm getting, and then I hold it up to the camera. You will see it before I do because my eyes are old, brittle, failing, falling apart, and ready to just pop out of my brain. And yeah, you guys see better than I do. So, all right, let's find out what's in here. So first and foremost, we have our social card. And the social card tells you to update your list of games that you have. So whenever you get a new game, just pop onto the VGM website, update the games that you have, update the games that you receive in your box on that list so you don't get sent duplicates. It also tells you that if you share your experience at Video Games Monthly online, you'll be entered into a chance to win a 3-up box sent directly to your front door. That's right, 3 free games at your doorstep. That's pretty damn cool. There's always a piece of ephemera, and we have it. It is, oh, this is pretty great. It's Mario Bucks. Everyone loves Mario Bucks. These actually look pretty cool. It's 1,000,000 Mario Bucks. That translates roughly to nothing in US dollars, but that's okay. All right, so we have 1, 2 NES games, a Game Gear game, an N64 game, always happy to get that, and then something in the case, it's a GameCube game. So we'll do GameCube last. We'll do NES, Game Gear, N64, then GameCube. All right, starting things off. 3, and if you guys have been watching for a while, you know how much I dislike Monopoly. You know how many copies of Monopoly I have received lately. I did not update my list in time, so there's a chance this is just an entire box of Monopoly stuff, and God, I hope not, because I will be so upset. Anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1. That is something from Capcom. I can't tell. Oh, Gold Medal Challenge. I actually really like this game. This is a sports title. I love sports games. I also really like Olympic games, and this one is one of my favorites. So let's take a look now at Gold Medal Challenge for the NES.
Gold Medal Challenge is really fun. It's a really fun game. Like, I'm a sucker for NES era track and field games. Like, I love both of the Konami Hyper Sports games, or track and field here in the States. And I love Gold Medal Challenge from Capcom because it's just a simple, fun, and enjoyable game. Now, I'm not good at it. I kind of suck at it, but I still have fun with it. So this is like any other track and field game where there's button mashing to make sure you're going as fast as you possibly can, and then different controls either on the face buttons or just on the buttons themselves to make you perform a separate action. Like with the long jump, you have to, when you get right to the end, you have to press up on the D-pad, and that'll set your angle and it'll work on your distance and things like that, depending on how fast you're going. With the backstroke, you need to time your backstroke as opposed to just jamming on the buttons, because otherwise you're just going to tire yourself out and you're not going to go anywhere. You need to actually get into a rhythm or a cadence. 100-meter dash, that's another story. Jam those buttons as fast as you can. It's just fun. I absolutely adore this game. This is one that I had a ton of fun with when I did a Capcom ranking video years ago. It's one that I still have fun with today, and one that I, like I said, would obviously overlook at a shop, at a store, at a show. It's not something that is going to be front of mind for a game I want to pick up. So, you know, big ups to Video Games Monthly here for providing it for when I always do skip it at a shop, at a store, or a show. It's something that I wanted. It's something I'm happy to have. It's a great game. And if you like NES sports games, this one should be in your collection.
Very cool. Very happy to have this. I love Capcom. It's my favorite developer on the NES. I love the Gold Medal Challenge game. I think it's a wonderful track and field title, and I'm very excited to have that. That is one classic example of what happens to me with VGM. I overlook things at shows. I was just at 2 shows back to back. I was at Cleveland Gaming Classic and I was at Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. Plenty of NES games. Never would have stopped to pick that up, but here it is now. Happy to have it. All right, NES game numero dos. 3, 2, 1. That, has writing on it. It says go on the back. Is this Gacha? This is a duplicate. I actually got Gacha last month, so I will have to be reaching out to them and let them know that I already had this game.
Hey everybody, Future Jay here editing the video, and VGM did not mess up. I did. I did not update my list. I forgot to put Gacha the game on there, so that is 100% on me. They did nothing wrong. That is 100% on Jay.
But moving on to the Game Gear. And the Game Gear is something that I am not terribly familiar with. It's a console I didn't get for the first time until last year. Or the year before last, sometime within the last 2 years. And it's something that I am slowly collecting games for. I actually just received a copy of Surf Ninjas from a viewer at PGX, which is really cool. So excited to try that one out. But here we go. Game Gear, 3, 2, 1. I got nothing. Oh, Chase HQ. All right, a nice racing game on the Game Gear. Let's take a look now at Chase HQ on the Sega Game Gear.
All right, let's talk Chase HQ here on the Sega Game Gear. Now, I had played Chase HQ in arcades, so I was anticipating something, and I foolishly, I was probably anticipating more than I got, because Chase HQ in the arcades is amazing. It's visually stunning. It's a really fun game. Awesome vehicular combat title, and this one here is a really kind of pared down version of that game, as it should be, because this is an 8-bit portable console, and I need to remember that as I'm reviewing this, because I'm applying my expectations of the arcade version to this game, and that's not fair. Because if I'm looking at it at just what the hardware is capable of doing, the way it is capable of performing, what we get is a remarkably well done vehicular combat game. Now, there's some quirks to it, and there's some pain in the ass to it. Like, it's still very much an arcade game where you're racing against the clock, and you are going to run out of time very frequently. And the controls are a little janky and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, this is a remarkably well-designed title and a game that just works. And that's pretty cool in the grand scheme of things. Like, for something that could have very easily been phoned in and just kind of overlooked and just kind of dumped onto the Game Gear, which is basically the Master System version here as well, we actually got something that's really ambitiously done and really well made, and I'm excited about that. If I can remember to get past my bias of thinking this should be an arcade title, it's excellent.
As always, all of my footage for retro games is captured off of my Retron 5. It's not that I don't have the regular systems, it's just ease of use, ease of showing you guys the footage, and I have an adapter for my Retron 5 that lets me play Game Gear, Master System, and Master System card games on it, so it just makes it easier for me overall. All right. However, this will be captured directly from the N64. Ready? N64. 3, 2, 1. No idea. Wipeout 64. Ooh, another racing game. Racing heavy box so far, and I'm all right with that. I'm here for it. Let's take a look at Wipeout 64 on the N64.
Wipeout on the Nintendo 64 is really clever. Now, this is a game I've never played this before. I've never even honestly really seen it before. The N64 is kind of a blank slate for me. It's one that I didn't play a ton outside of a few very choice games when I was younger, and I didn't actually get my own N64 until a few years ago for a birthday present from my wife and from Game Dad. So it's nice to be able to discover new games. And one thing I have learned in my kind of infantile exploration of the Nintendo 64 library is that there's a lot of goddamn racing games on that console. But that's okay, because a lot of them are really, really good. This one included. This is a really solid title. This feels like a fast RMX game. It feels like a kind of a hovercraft racing title, and that's exactly what it is. And you're finding the different power-ups and the different boost pads on the course, and as you go through, you're gonna knock off different enemies. It's pretty cut and dry. It's not a whole lot of ambitious stuff happening here. Nothing really crazy going out of its way to make you really stand up and go, holy shit, but it's a fun game all the same. Like, it does exactly what it needs to do, and it does it really well. Excited to have this one. I always like adding stuff to my N64 collection because, like I said, I'm much like with the PlayStation 3, I'm kind of a neophyte to it. It's something where I know certain games, but I don't know the entire library. So anytime I'm able to learn something about it, I'm happy. And Wipeout 64, really fun.
Always happy to get N64 games. Always excited to receive them and to have them in the collection because it's not something locally I see a lot of at stores. And the stuff I do see is kind of all repeated. It seems that here in Kalamazoo there were a certain number of N64 games that people bought, and everyone had them and everyone traded them in at the same time. That's all right. It's a thing. You will find, if you are someone that goes to expos, someone that explores different events and different places as you're traveling, going to game stores there, you're going to find patterns like that. You're going to see things that are hot in an area, might not be hot in another area, and you might find stuff that is just regular where you're at that is completely rare somewhere else. So it's kind of fun to experience that. But last game now, let's take a look at this game for the GameCube. 3, 2, 1. A series of unfortunate events starring Jim Carrey as Olaf, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've read the stories of the Baudelaire children, but I have never played this, but I'm willing to try it. Let's take a look now at a series of unfortunate events on the GameCube.
Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events on the Nintendo GameCube is a game that I was prepared to say is terrible. I fully anticipated this being just a terrible dump schlock of licensed gameplay, 3D licensed gameplay, and I really need to start kind of regulating my thought pattern on that, because I thought the same thing was going to happen with the Chronicles of Narnia, and I got a really competent 3D platformer there, or 3D action-adventure game. And what I get here with Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, heretofore known as only A Series of Unfortunate Events, because that's a whole hell of a lot of syllables to say the whole thing. This is a really good 3D version, kind of Lost Vikings. Each character does things a little bit differently. Each character has different abilities and different skills. The gameplay is designed around solving the puzzles and learning the different tasks that you need to complete and being able to find the items to create the invention, to fight the enemies, to use the baby to chew through things. It's a really, really good game. And I'm shocked to say that. Like, I expected this to be terrible, and I kind of wanted it to be terrible because it's a licensed game based on a movie that I didn't really love, but it works. Like, this is just a really fun title, and I'm honestly really pleased with it, because what could have been awful, what could have been phoned in, what could have been just a careless schlock game is instead something that's actually really well designed and a clever series of gameplay elements that makes use of both the licensed IP from the movie as well as kind of the signature stylings of the book. I really like this one. Very impressed.
Let's take a look at how I added up as far as total goes, and I'll be right back after this.
Pizza time.
And I am back. As of today's recording, my total value comes out to $56.93. The big ticket game in this box is Gold Medal Challenge. Really excited about that. But nothing on this list is something I'm not excited to play. Let me know in the comments down below what game looks most intriguing to you. Which one are you excited about? You've already heard the reviews. A little inside baseball. I don't record this aspect of it after I actually test all the games and try them out. It's all beforehand. So this is a strictly value-based proposition, strictly value-based review. Not a bad box. As far as gameplay goes, that remains to be seen, and you've already seen it. Let me know in the comments down below your favorite game. Let me know which game is something that you would be intrigued to try out. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. The engagement helps the channel out. Consider subscribing if you're new here. And until next time, remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.